So now some sums I have taken for the solving purpose. Around 4 sums are there. Okay, if we will do this sums, it will be sufficient for your examination purpose. Okay. Read this question. Following is the trading and profit and loss account of Mr. Sunil for the year ended 31st March 2020. Okay, so trading account and profit and loss account is given, and some 2 adjustments are given. See, depreciation charged is found to be excess by 5,000 as per income tax laws, and advertisement expenses are paid in cash. Okay, to Mrs. Divya Advertising. So this is a question, simple question. Trading account and profit and loss account is given. Okay, and 2 adjustments are given. One is related to depreciation and one is related to advertising expenses. So how we will solve this sum? Let us see. Format will be same only. Okay, so before starting, everybody make the format and keep ready with you so that we can start solving it. Name of the SSC, previous year assessment year, particulars, amount. Okay, so keep the format ready in your notebook. Then we can start discussing the illustration. Okay, done everybody, format. Okay, let us start with the sum. So trading and profit and loss account of Mr. Sunil. So name of the SSC is Mr. Sunil. Name of the SSC, Mr. Sunil. Previous year 31st March 2020 means 1920. So if previous year is 1920, what will be the assessment year? If previous year is 1920, what will be the assessment year? If previous year is 1920, what should be the assessment year? 2021. Okay, so always we will start with net profit as per profit and loss account. So net profit as far as profit and loss account is net profit as per profit and loss account. What is the amount? Net profit as per profit and loss account? 4 lakh. Add. Now we will have to check the debit side of profit and loss account first. So purchases, we have understood that purchase is an item of gross profit. Purchase is an item of trading account, so not relevant. Okay, we have seen that only profit and loss account is relevant. Purchase is an item of trading account, so not relevant. Okay, so now next, advertisement expenses, 15 lakh rupees is debited to profit and loss account. Now tell whether advertisement expense is a business related expenditure or a personal expenditure. For running business, whether advertisement is required or not required. Whether advertisement expenditure is a personal expenditure or an advertisement expenditure is a business expenditure. Related to business or personal. Okay, yes. Advertisement expenditure is a business expenditure. Okay. To run a business, advertisement is required, no? So advertisement is related to business. So it should be a business expenditure. And if it is a business expenditure, no need of making any adjustment. Okay. To run a business, okay, to make awareness of your product, service, etc., you should do the advertisements. Now, we know that it is a business expenditure and it is debited in profit and loss account, allowed expenditure. So no need of making any adjustment. But if you will see, one adjustment note is given here. That is a very important thing. See, advertisement expense are paid in cash. Advertisement expenses are paid in cash to Mrs. Divya Advertising. So this full 15 lakhs is there, no? It is paid in cash. And Income Tax Act says that any amount which is paid in cash, any amount paid in cash exceeding rupees 10,000 will be disallowed. This is the rule as per Income Tax Act. Income Tax Act says that any amount expenditure, if you are incurring in cash and it is greater than 10,000, we will not give benefit of that expenditure and it will be disallowed. Here in this case, advertisement expenditure is an allowed expenditure because advertisement is a business related activity. But since here 15 lakhs is paid in cash, this is a very important thing. That's why we will have to disallow this 15 lakhs. Disallow means we will have to add back this expenditure. Why we are adding back? Reason is it is paid in cash. Advertisement expenditure paid in cash. Okay. Otherwise, normally advertisement expenditure is an allowed expenditure. Since in this case, this expenditure is paid in cash, and Income Tax Act says that any amount you are paying which is greater than 10,000 and you are paying that amount in cash, we will not allow that expenditure. Okay, that's why we are disallowing that expenditure. Now next, salary and wages, whether related to business or personal expenditure. Salary and wages. To run a business, you will have to employ persons. So for them, you will have to pay salary. So salary and wages is a business expenditure and it is properly debited in profit and loss account. So no adjustments. Contribution to PPF related to business. So it is a business expenditure. Okay, 1 minute. Salary and wages, business expenditure, no, not personal expenditure. Because you have to pay the salary to the employees, no? So without salary, you cannot employ persons. So salary and wages is a business expenditure and it is properly debited to profit and loss account. So no adjustments. Now here one term is given, contribution to PPF. PPF means Public Provident Fund. Okay. So this Mr. Sunil is making his own contribution to Public Provident Fund. So this is a personal expenditure and he is debiting that to profit and loss account. Okay. So here it is not said that it is employer's contribution or not for employees. Here it is said that it is a PPF. So we will assume that it is for Mr. Sunil. Okay, he is making investment in Public Provident Fund. So this is a personal expenditure, Mr. Sunil's own expenditure, and he is debiting it in profit and loss account. So we will have to add back that expenditure because it is a personal expenditure. And Income Tax Act will not allow personal expenditure, contribution to PPF. But you will get this deduction under 80C. That at present we are not seeing. That we will see later on. Okay. Next, interest on capital. Already we have discussed in the previous sum also. Interest on capital is a personal expenditure. We will have to add back that interest on capital. How much? 2 lakhs. Next adjustment, say provision for doubtful debt. Provisions are disallowed because provisions are not actual expenditure. Provision is disallowed. Provision for bad debts. Because provision means you are making estimation that some of your debtors will not pay. Okay. So actually it is not like that. You are just make estimation. So income tax will not allow estimated expenditure. Expenditure should be actual. Okay. If estimated or nominal expenditure is allowed, what will happen? Persons will go on debiting, no, and they will try to reduce their profit. So Income Tax Act says that only we will allow the actual expenditure. Provision means estimated. So estimated means it may or may not happen. Okay. For accounting purpose, it is allowed, but for income tax purpose, it is not allowed. So we will have to add back this amount. So this is a new adjustment. This you have to keep in mind. Any provision will be disallowed. Disallow means you have to add back. Okay. Depreciation, we know any depreciation given in the profit and loss account, we have to add back. So depreciation as per profit and loss account. how much? 3 lakhs. Okay, so we have completed the reading of debit side. Now we will have to see the credit side, and one more adjustment is left that we will do in the next class. Okay, so we have understood the debit side analysis. We have done the debit side analysis. In the next class, we will see the credit side and one adjustment of depreciation. Clear this much, everybody? So today we are stopping here.